Hi. I will say if the audio was not working on this stream, it would be over. It would be the final stream of my existence. Fortunately, I was just muted. But what's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is going to be a stream. I want to thank the subs first. Thank you, Cory, for the 19. Mom for the 19 as well. Appreciate that. Honestly, Mom, if you just Venmo me $5 every month, that would give me more money. But we'll take this. I guess you want to avoid the ads. I understand. I don't even know where to start with what we're doing today. Let me paint a picture. And I want to say, if you're a fan of the average Cory Wertenberger streams, which means, Brant Steele's, checking the Reddit, talking Big Brother, vaguely shit-talking spoiler accounts on Twitter, that kind of thing, that's not what we're doing today. It's very Big Brother related, of course. It's Big Brother season. But it's a little different. So, way back, following Big Brother 8, Big Brother did a bit of an experiment. What about a winter season? Let's run Big Brother 9. Not a success. People did not like Big Brother 9. However, I thought there was an interesting concept there. In between two Big Brother seasons, there's a lot of time. And for us fans, it's very frustrating. Do I really have to talk about whether or not Angela should be liked or not for the 100,000th time? It just gets a bit stale. So, what I thought would be helpful, useful to the audience, entertaining for all audiences, is if we ran a season of Big Brother right here on this channel. Okay. I'm calling it Big Brother 26.5. I think it should be in the same vein as OTT. I would ask respectfully to, Big Brother podcasters, content creators, when you're doing your player rankings, winners rankings, things like that, you should consider this season legitimate. I think, frankly, you'll get a better sense of why I believe it should be considered legitimate. But last stream was scientific. This one's probably a step beyond that because, of course, science is nothing without belief. And this one has both science and belief. The suit and the pants don't match. I was supposed to angle the camera higher. Does everybody understand? Where's Cory and John Locke? It's a good observation. So, again, we're not doing the Reddit, not doing anything crazy. The first thing we have to do is introduce you all to our cast. Of course we have a cast. It's Big Brother. Cast reveal is probably one of the most exciting days during a Big Brother season. We're approaching the BB27 cast reveal. Just a few weeks. Now, of course, I went big. Appearance fees were high. Getting some of these people was not easy. But I am so grateful to them that they are willing to give me this time. And without further ado, are you guys ready to see the cast of Big Brother 26.5? We're going to go one by one. It's not going to be a full reveal. Let me grab my chair, angle the camera a bit down. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Okay. Let me pull up. The camera's still not oriented exactly how I wanted. This one is correct. Put this over here. Get rid of that. Slideshow. All right. Have to fix the camera a bit. Okay. I already booked Dr. Will. Dr. Will, unfortunately, was a last-second cut from this cast. I had to give him the call a couple hours ago. It's pretty devastating. Honestly, as a casting director, I feel like I should have handled that moment with more, delicateness. When you string someone on so long with the prospect of being on a show and then you cut them in the last second, you'd hope there'd be a bit more humanity interwoven in that decision. But I chose against that. Just said, fuck you, and hung up. So, unfortunately, Dr. Will, again, that puzzle piece didn't quite fit on this board, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I think that's the way they say it. But let's do it. This is a bit of spoilers, but it's okay. Here we go. Big Brother 26.5. Thank you, Jerry, for the 5 gifted. This stream deserves subs, I'm going to be honest. All right. Are you guys ready to meet the cast? And let me say, if you saw some names in the cast, just, keep it low-key for the rest of the audience. Okay. Are you all ready? Now, here's the mission. You guys will have the ability to influence this season of Big Brother in a couple ways. But that does not mean you guys are simply voting on the winner. That would be boring. I want you all, as we are going through all these players, to mark down your winner pick. That's really the goal of all of this. If you get the winner pick correctly, you're in the winning team, and the prize you get for being on the winning team, indescribable. I showed it to Quinn before stream. I mean, Quinn was losing it. That's why Quinn's locked in. So, that's your job for the next 30 minutes while we go through the cast. And then we play. Does anyone have any questions? It's kind of hard to have questions when you have no idea what I'm doing, right? He told America his idea, and she said not watching. All she saw was me, like, ransacking our apartment. $80, and I spell the T. When the prize is an $81 coupon. All right, here we go. We start off with the cast. I think my camera should be, like, down here, probably. All right. And the first member of the Big Brother 26.5 cast, we had tens of thousands of applicants. I will say, there are some recruits. Don't want to mention who, but it should be pretty obvious. Let's get into it. First off, we got Big Red of Arizona Cardinals fame. You might say, what does Big Red know about Big Brother? I mean, like, how am I supposed to evaluate whether or not he'd be a viable winner pick if I know nothing about him? Don't worry. Of course, age is unknown, kind of ambiguous. He's a Cardinal. Strategically, plays very hard. A loyal player, of course. He's a team player. He's a mascot. He's charismatic, but the downside is sometimes he's a little bit too booming of a presence in the house, which can overwhelm some of the quieter house guests. Physical, you know, he's a football mascot. I think you'd expect that, not to mention the fact that he's a Cardinal, so you'd have a lot of the benefits associated with that. Kind of ambiguous whether or not he can fly. Will that even be useful in the competitions? Again, who could say? Weaknesses, definitely a team player. We've seen a lot of players in the past who fall into that team player archetype, might make a somewhat deep run, but when it becomes time to, you know, start to turn the tables, it might be a little bit too late. Some comparisons. For every comparison, I tried to give like a high-end version and a low-end, like what if this all works out and what if it doesn't. For Big Red, I think Bowie Jane and Fessy are kind of in that same boat. Pretty physical players, a little bit too loyal, too clung on to their alliances. Don't think he's going to be a strategic mastermind, but certainly is going to be a fun presence and addition to the house. So shout out to Big Red. And I wish him nothing but the best. I think he's a slam dunk in the casting department. Oh, wait, what is this? America's going to find out why everything in our apartment has disappeared. Which leads us to the second house guest. Do Your Best Bear. Welcome to Do Your Best Bear. Definitely a bit of an undercover pick from the Care Bears, but at the end of the day, just knocked it out of the park in interviews. I don't know exactly what to say. Obviously, age is unknown. They're a bear. Emotion-driven, really wears their heart in their sleeve, or I guess in the Bears' case, on their chest. Emotion-driven, very empathetic, loyal, and definitely gets to play the slow game with people. He definitely grows on you. Disarming, comforting, makes people feel very safe. Of course, it's Do Your Best Bear. Surprisingly strong in mental comps. If you could think of, like, you know, Dan during The Wall, giving those motivational speeches. I think Do Your Best Bear kind of has some of those skills in that department as well. But again, comps are what they are. Quizzes are a little bit of crapshoot. So, too avoiding, or weaknesses, too trusting, avoids confrontation, and I don't know if Do Your Best Bear is the type to flip the house and make a decisive move in that pivotal moment. But time will tell. I think either Donnie or Chicken George makes sense. I think Donnie's the higher end option, but Chicken George, if Do Yourself Bear, or what is it, Believe in Yourself Bear, whatever, is a little bit more passive. Maybe it's a Chicken George. Do Your Best Bear. That's it. Any thoughts on Do Your Best Bear? I think he's just going to be a fun addition to the cast. You know, I think Big Brother's in a lot of ways, a bit of a negative space these days, and I feel like Do Your Best Bear is doing his best to bring some positivity back to the function. Some Cedric vibes, perhaps. Which leads us to our third cast member. I just want to be transparent. We have 14 cast members. We didn't go full 16, but, you know, too many good options to cut it at 12. Which takes us to the third member of the BB 26.5 cast. Quack Black. You guys might be unfamiliar with Quack Black compared to a lot of these other competitors. Not really a celebrity. I actually met Quack Black. Quack Black was a recruit. In my 10th grade Spanish class, I won a game of, I forget what it was called. Not Cuatro. Hola, we called it. It was a silly game. And the winners got rubber ducks, and I got this pink duck, and I've had it ever since. And I thought Quack Black would be a great fit on this cast. Of course, definitely one of the bigger wild cards on the board. What do you guys know about Quack Black? Well, let me tell you what there is to know about him. Definitely unknown age, got a bit of a mystery vibe to him, makes unpredictable moves, thrives in confusion. Definitely a bit of a chaos as a ladder kind of player. Surprisingly charming, but does get underestimated. At the end of the day, Quack Black is a rubber duck, at least on appearances. Not very physical, but, crapshoots exist. The problem being, not exactly a 12 steps ahead kind of player. It's like, let's make the big swing and then figure it out after that. Vanessa, of course, the top end of what Quack Black could do. Tucker, maybe a slightly more realistic version. But who's to say? I mean, Quack Black, of course, is a recruit, not super familiar with the game, but I'd be interested to see how they learn as they go. So that's Quack Black. Quack Black, definitely he, they. I'm not sure. I mean, hopefully Quack Black clarifies that for us, but as long as you guys respect their perspective. Thank you, Anonymous. I appreciate it. The gift. To ADog956. No more ads. Good for you. Floater. Good one. Which takes us to the fourth member of the cast. Dragonite. Oh, look at that. Any Pokemon fans out there? We got Dragonite on the board. A dragon Pokemon, plays the gentle giant cards, not going to be targeted super early, very friendly. Everyone's buddy, especially in stressful moments, is a very comforting presence in the house. Dominates physical comps, dominates endurance comps. Mentally not all there, but still has a shot. Not exactly deceptive in nature, though, and when it comes to that point to make the decisive move to put yourself in a winning position, I don't know if you can trust Dragonite. Of course, I don't think Dragonite has the same perspective on women as Matt Klotz, but I do think playstyle-wise, there is a bit of similarity, despite being this, hulking presence. I mean, Dragonite's a dragon. I still think people are going to underestimate Dragonite's capabilities, and Enzo, I think, in terms of a similar, confrontation-averse, very friendly, good social game, probably could make it deep, but will they make that move they need to make in the pivotal moment? Dragonite being compared to Enzo gives me so much life. I mean, look, this is, again, very scientific. Which takes us to the fifth member of the cast, Flora Duckworth. Shoutouts to Flora, one of two of the Duckworth family on this cast. She's a duck, of course. Floater early, but inserts into the power structure when necessary. Definitely not going to be leading the charge, but just kind of try to navigate as she wishes. Appears chill, but very observant. She's always watching. Mid-tier in comps. I wouldn't expect a crazy comp run, but very capable. I mean, she's a duck at the end of the day. That comes with it a good bit of talent. And then, unfortunately, she's going to have to overcome the difficulty of being overlooked and maybe being seen as a bit of furniture. And that's just something Flora's going to have to get out in front of. I think Mimi and T-Core kind of fit a similar archetype in that way. Both played somewhat similar games, even if the houses were very different. Did you name your duck Floor? Well, a lot of it comes down to what Floor is wearing. Will you answer any BB25 questions? Not today, actually. This is the one time. What's up, Michael? Takes us to the next member of the cast, Jalen Brunson. Shout out to Jalen Brunson. I mean, thankfully, got a little bit of time off while the NBA Finals were happening. I think really dodged a bullet. He was double booked, frankly, which kind of explains, I think, his performance in that conference final series. Definitely, he's 28 years old. We actually have an age. He's a human, natural leader, forms good strategic bonds. He's authentic, pretty loyal. I mean, he's an athlete and earns trust. Great at physical comps and definitely has that clutch gene that I think is incredibly important in Big Brother comps. An underrated element in Big Brother comps, might I say. Weaknesses, definitely seems like a threat. Very well-rounded, transparently, good socially, good strategically, good physically. People are going to have their eyes on Jalen, and maybe not the most cutthroat. I mean, again, he comes from a basketball background, not these deceptive reality shows. I think X and Casey make some sense. Just well-rounded players. Obviously, these are pretty big shoes to fill. But Jalen Brunson, he's a basketball player. He's got pretty big shoes. So, there goes Jalen. I think he's going to be super fun to watch. Obviously, a great get for the show. We were between him or Dr. Will, and ultimately, I feel like we've just seen less of Jalen in this context, and I think that could be a very fun experience. Which takes us to the next cast member. Barry Lopez. Yes, America's teddy bear is on the cast. Now, I'd love to have America explain, a lot of Barry's game, but I think I'll do an average job of doing so. Age is unknown. It's a bear. Follows a trusted partner. Rarely makes independent moves. I mean, Barry's looking day one to find their number one ally to cling on to. That's how teddy bears operate. You're not playing the field as a teddy bear. Social game, very sweet, agreeable. Unfortunately, might be overlooked strategically, but people do have a certain respect for the teddy bear's role. Not a threat in comps, really. Maybe can clutch a puzzle comp, a quiz, a crapshoot. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Weaknesses, of course, seen as a furniture, coattail rider. I wouldn't go as far as saying Barry's going to get into a showmance, but certainly is going to walk into the house night one looking for that ride or die duo, and I think is extremely unlikely to betray said duo. So there's Barry, of course. Barry was able to speak to America before, entering sequester. Who knows what advice America gave Barry? I don't think America's the type to, lay out a crazy strategic plan for Barry to follow, but maybe has a leg up on some of these other competitors as a result of that. So that's Barry. Super excited to have another Lopez on Big Brother. Should be a super fun time. Which takes us to the next house guest, Princess Poppy. Fresh off of her world tour, Princess Poppy has made a stop at the Big Brother 26.5 house. Age is unknown. She's a troll. Plays up being extra, but she's always plotting there. Commands attention, uses charm and sass to manipulate. She's not dominant in comps, but knows how to play them. Is definitely competitive, can win one or two. And her flair, it's going to be fun for the viewers, but might annoy some of the other house guests and might be, seen as a bit extra, perhaps. I put Blue and Brittany D'Angelo as her comps. I don't know which is better or which is worse, but I think these are pretty apt comps based on the 40 minutes of Trolls 1 I have seen. I feel like this stream was clearly a late night gummy idea. It was like a dead sober 3 p.m. idea. I hate to tell you. Lisa, I think Lisa's a good point too. Jacob, next stream. All right, who we got next? Mr. Potato Head. Again, we were between Mr. Potato Head and Rex, but I just don't know if Rex would be able to come out of his shell when the time came and the lights were brightest. He's a toy. Constantly shifts personality pieces to match the house. It's a strength that Mr. Potato Head carries that some of these other house guests just don't quite. Social game, odd. Certainly an oddball, but likable. A bit grumpy at times. We all know how Mr. Potato Head is. Good in memory and logic comps, but physically there's not exactly much to write home about. Weaknesses, if people see that he's just trying to shapeshift to fit the vibe, that could certainly come off as fake. But I talked to Mr. Potato Head, and he is aware of that perception. It's just, will he be able to curb said perception? Cliff Hogg, Kevin Schluber. I see more Kevin than Cliff, but I think Cliff Hogg is the higher-end option of where Mr. Potato Head could work out. Also, they're wearing similar hats. So, got to give him that. Let's go to the next cast member. Lieutenant Pause. This is a very edited picture. This is not what Lieutenant Pause looks like. But Lieutenant Pause is here. He's a dog, treats the game like a mission, wants loyalty, wants order. Day one Onion Alliance, and run the game from there. Reliable socially, respected, not exactly gonna endear you to them with their vulnerability or emotional capacity or anything like that. Strong in mental comp, strong in endurance comp, not exactly a physical beast on the level of Dragonite or Jalen Brunson, for example. Weaknesses, not flexible in chaotic situation. Again, this is very a mission-driven player, obviously has a military background, and wants to control the house as much as Lieutenant Paws can. Of course, the lack of limbs, which are not shown in this picture, might be slightly concerning, but we'll see how physical these comps end up being. So that's Lieutenant Paws. Derek and Hayden, very complimentary comps. I think he's definitely going to try to play like one of these two. Whether he succeeds is a whole other thing. So, shout-outs, Lieutenant Paws. Edgar. Everyone knew the second they saw Lieutenant Paws, Edgar was in the mix. Of course, they have a pre-existing relationship as being part of the BB26 Council, ranking all those players. But Edgar is here. Definitely a bit of a game bot, thinks 5 steps ahead, but socially a little bit offbeat, a little bit awkward in these moments. Going to take a little bit of time to ingratiate himself in the house. Keeps to himself, but still earns the respect of the other house guests. People know Edgar's a spark guy. He's an astronaut at the end of the day. Great in logic and memory comps, as you'd expect. Puzzles you'd think he'd thrive in as well. Weaknesses, anything relating to large groups of people is not exactly Edgar's forte. What's up, Jeremy? We're doing Big Brother 26.5. I'm introducing you guys to the cast. I'll show the full cast picture at the end, so you'll catch up. Steve is the upside. Joseph's the downside. We'll see. This archetype's always hit or miss, so we'll see exactly what Edgar can get done. Of course, huge Big Brother fan. Was right beside me all of BB26. So he knows the game. It's just, does he have the social ability to translate that game knowledge into good gameplay? It's hard to say. All right. Yes, Jacob. Next up, John Locke enters the fray. Of course, this is John Locke, not the Man in Black. It's an important distinction. They would play very different styles of game. Trusts his instincts over logic. He's very persuasive. He's a 50-year-old guy, so definitely on the older end, but it's hard to say. Maybe Dragonite's like 1,000 years old. Social game, very polarizing. You love him or you hate him. He's going to have his little cult, but a lot of people are going to be turned off by John Locke's ways. Very adaptable, great at endurance. He has a ton of faith. Weaknesses, paranoia, a bit of a martyr. That mix could be concerning. I think Kaser is a good choice in terms of, he's going to play a pretty straightforward game, but he's going to play a very aggressive, straightforward game, and that does not always bode well. Frenchie's the more chaotic option. And it kind of just depends on how those early weeks shake out to see which version of John Locke we get. So I'm super excited. A great get, John Locke. Look, I think this guy on any Big Brother season is going to be a massive pre-jury character, and if he makes it deeper, God knows what that season would entail. Next up, I believe this is the second to last member of our cast. We have Dom. This is Dom Duckworth, the cousin of Flora Duckworth. Whoa, leak. Unknown. It's a duck. Ruthless but subtle. Hides fangs behind fabulousness. Slays the DR. Forms tight bonds. Always many, many moves ahead. A game bot, but not in a game bot's body. Strengths, trying to play the middle for a bit. Will probably turn it on. Not a bad competitor, not a great competitor. Definitely in that mix. Might come off as condescending. A little too slick. You could tell this person's pretty high on themselves. Some comparisons I put Ica from Big Brother Canada, Ica Wong, Brooklyn from BB26, maybe a Kat Dunn. I would also put in that category. I think it's definitely a high likelihood that Dom ends up being a bit of a fan favorite. But kind of a boomer bust play style, right? Which takes us to the final member of the Big Brother 26.5 cast, the only member of the 26.5 cast to actually play Big Brother before, at the very least, be in the Big Brother house before. We have Cory. Shoutouts to Cory. Cory, of course, I met Cory during one of the Big Brother competitions. My costume was on a mannequin, which was beheaded, and then design, makeup, lashes, the works. Cory is going on to Big Brother 26.5 with some unfinished business. Left pretty unceremoniously during the final 3. They didn't even have to nominate her a victor. They just shipped her off. Age, species, unknown. He's a mannequin. Can't speak. That's not a tool in Cory's arsenal. But everyone projects their own game onto her. Again, she's a mannequin. A mirror for others. Has this aura, unexplainable influence. Again, it's kind of hard to explain. I think we have to see how it's going to play out. Can't win a comp. Maybe people will throw into her. Maybe it's some crazy crapshoot. But Cory is certainly not a front runner in any of these competitions. Weaknesses, she's a mannequin. She doesn't do anything. T-Core, she's got range. I think Victoria is the low end. T-Core is probably the higher end. But we've never had someone like Cory on Big Brother. So that is the cast. Isn't that something? So let's now get a better look at the cast itself. Here we go. Shout out to everyone. Of course, John Locke, a little bit too tall to fit in the frame. Thank you, Anonymous, for the 5 gifted subs. It is a very expensive show to run over here, so any financial support is greatly appreciated. Just a quick reminder, we have Do Your Best Bear, Quack Black, Big Red, Cory, Mr. Potato Head, Edgar, Dom, Jalen Brunson, Lieutenant Paws, Dragonite, Floor Duckworth, Princess Poppy, Barry, and John Locke. All right. Now, I must ask, do we got any winner picks? Who you guys got? Do you want a minute to think? Because I'll be able to go back in the VOD and see exactly what you all predicted. So don't switch up on me. See, Barry, Edgar. Should we do predictions? Nah, it's too much. Pause. Jalen. It's a crazy cast pick. It's pretty good, right? I was going to do a bikini one, but I thought it was in poor taste. Let's do a draft. A lot of Barry Lopez fans, a lot of Poppy fans, some Jalen Brunson heads out there. I have not seen, I saw Jeremy is the only Cory vote I've seen. Mr. Potato Head's going to charm their pants off. A lot of intrigue. It seems like the most popular picks are Princess Poppy, Barry, and Jalen Brunson, but we'll see. You know what I mean? Now, this all does kind of beg the question, what the fuck are we doing on this stream? How are we determining the game? That's a good question. Trust me, I understand it. Not a crazy thing to ask. Well, we have a few different methods to determine this cast. So, first off, we have the wheel. The wheel will determine how each decision gets made. There's 4 options. There's ChatGPT, which I've already given ChatGPT all the information needed for this cast. So that one would give us more realistic answers to who wins HOH, who would they nominate, who would win the veto, etc. There is a chat poll. Pretty intuitive. I'm going to run a poll. You guys are going to vote. There is marbles. The way marbles will work, it does not come down to, which person wins the marbles. Is it Quack Black or Cory? No. All of you will be competing in marbles, and the sole victor will have sole determination of what happens that week with that power in that competition. And, of course, there is just a raw wheel. Everyone has the same odds. We spin the wheel and go from there. Now, the way this works out, I might spin the wheel 100 times in a row and get wheel as the answer, and you guys will have no say. Based on probability, seems unlikely. But these are the options. It's a standard Big Brother season. Maybe a twist every now and then, who can say? But this is how it works. Very, very exciting. Are you guys ready to just kind of get this thing going? Y'all ready? No AI Arena. All right. Everyone, make sure you lock in your winner picks, as after I spin the first wheel, a lot will be determined. So all your winner picks after that are invalid. So let's get it going. We start off, of course, with how are we even going to determine the first HOH? Marbles, ChatGPT, a chat poll, or a wheel. We're going to spin on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Okay, the power lies in your hands. Very, very interesting. So, I will be releasing a poll in the chat. You all may vote on said poll. It's going to be a straw poll because there's so many options. You could pick as many people as you would like. As many as you'd like. But obviously, that doesn't really matter. There's not multiple people who can win HOH. I will be looking at the results on my end. I'll show you guys the results at the end. But I'm not going to show you as it's going on. I want this to be a very authentic vote. This is for HOH, the first HOH of the season. Every poll, I'm going to give about a minute. Not too long. We're actually going to go to, We'll go to 150 votes every time. Voting has closed. Is there a way to, actually stop the poll, though? Anyone? Edit, duplicate, poll settings. Voting. I don't really know how to end the poll specifically, but it doesn't really matter. The results have Barry, by a pretty significant margin, almost 20% of the vote, being selected as the first HOH. Congratulations to Barry. Gets the throne. But Barry needs to make some nominations, right? I mean, the first HOH is a very pivotal move. I mean, last week, of course, Angela's first HOH, yelling at Crazy Eyes. It was a huge blow up that really shifted the direction of the season. The year previous, Riley was the first HOH, only to get evicted in week 2. Something we saw as well in BB23. BB24 wasn't that far off. So, first HOH, a pivotal one. Barry gets that W. And now it's time to spin the wheel to see how nominations will be determined. Okay, Marbles sneaks in there by the skin of its teeth. It's been quite a while since we ran Marbles on stream, but I'm pretty excited. Let's sort by average time so we get some shorter maps. All right, everyone. Exclamation mark play to have your voice heard. Is it losers or winners who are noms? Whoever wins out of you all gets to choose the noms. Unilaterally, it's your choice. You pick noms. I'm going to give you guys about another minute to join. Once we are at 60 entrants, I'm going to start. A minute or 60 entrants. I think we're probably stuck at 50. It feels like that's the number. So I'm gonna count down from 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna join, of course. I want to play. If I win, I'm making my noms. I'm saying. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. Barry getting an HOH letter from America. I'm tearing up. That is very cute. Here we go. Before, as we're watching this, can you guys let me know what you guys are like rooting for? I don't know how do I like move around? Anyone know? It's kind of boring. Here we go. All right, we're moving. Press 1. Got it. So this follows the leader. What are you guys thinking noms-wise? I just joined. What's going on? We're doing BB 26.5. Isn't that obvious? Just go back in the VOD, I think, is the best way of catching up. This is a lot to explain. Katie is keeping her noms to herself. BB Musings with a pretty strong lead at this point. I don't know exactly how the ending of this track goes. Ooh, Kay Kaltman takes that lead. And is going to win. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is it proximity to the center that matters? I think it is. So this is still very much in the balance. Katie was close. Anita was pretty close. But it looks like Lashun? I'm unfamiliar with you. Oh, Amazing Nate snakes it in the last second. And is our winner. Amazing Nate 8. Please come to the floor. Oh my god. Oh, you did not expect to actually win, did you? But it is your time to make your nominations. Or rather, make Barry Lopez's nominations. You were throwing, hey. That's how the marbles crumble. What are you going to do? We're all waiting in anticipation to find out Barry's noms. Dragonite and Jalen Brunson. Wow. Those are some pretty high leverage noms. So stupid. Sorry, guys. Don't mind me. I'm just on the floor. All right. Not exactly how I wanted it positioned. Jalen Brunson and Dragonite are the initial nominations. Fret not, of course. Anyone could win the veto. The way we are going to do it for this season, not just for the sake of time, but this is just a twist. Everyone is allowed to play in the veto. Got it? Everyone's playing in every veto. It's just simpler that way. I'm not doing a fucking house kiss choice draw. Sorry. I don't know what you guys are expecting. We're not doing that shit. Obviously. Anyways, let's determine. Okay, PBOTT too. Yeah, exactly. How will we determine who wins the veto? It's a good question. We're back to the wheel. Back to the wheel. Here we go. I think Jalen definitely hoping for ChatGPT. That definitely benefits him. All right, the power's in your hands. The power, chat really controlling the entirety of this game so far. The straw poll is posted. I will actually show the results live. We're going to kind of just figure out which one we prefer. But so far, Mr. Potato Head leading. Of course, our nominees being Jalen Brunson and Dragonite. They need this veto. Barry won the initial HOH poll. Clearly a fan favorite, but has she perhaps lost some momentum with these noms? Lost some favor with the fans? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Currently, it's neck and neck. We will be deciding once we're at 150 votes. We're at 111. It's either 50 votes or just, whenever it dries up. I'm going to give it another 5 seconds before we make our selection. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Survivor Desi, for the gift. I appreciate it. The winner of the Power of Veto is, by 2 votes, Jalen Brunson ekes out the veto win over Dragonite. Congratulations, Jalen. Let me don him with the veto. At the buzzer. Look, Jalen's got that clutch gene. This has been known. Now, of course, Jalen Brunson's got a decision to make. It may seem obvious to us, but it's not like he's exactly familiar with Big Brother. So, let's now determine whether or not Jalen Brunson will use the veto on himself or Dragonite. All right. There you have it. This one, Katie, can you just run this poll? Have the options be use it on himself, use it on Dragonite, or don't use it. You can shorten it however you want to. I think it's pretty intuitive. The poll is live. You all may check it out. Right now, I'm willing to call the poll at this point. 62% prefer for Jalen Brunson to use the veto on himself, removing himself from the nomination block. Very well done, Jalen. Which does beg the question. Barry Lopez, presumably targeting Jalen Brunson. Maybe Dragonite, who could say? Must now name a replacement nom. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Again, just a reminder of who we're working with. Was Jalen Brunson a recruit or a super fan? He watches Love Island. He likes the reality TV world, but he's not necessarily like a Big Brother super fan by any means. Definitely was recruited, but we thought he'd be a good fit. All right. Here we go. To determine the replacement nom. Oh my God. We are going to marbles by the slimmest margins. Slimmest margins imaginable. We're going to marbles. All right, we're doing the same map this time. We'll switch it up after this one, okay? All right, everyone. Look, once this number hits 100, I'm starting. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you guys are still joining. It's all about speed here. We got to keep this thing going. We got a lot of house guests to evict. A lot of them. I keep setting these numbers unrealistically high. All right, we're going to start the countdown. You can still join while the countdown's happening. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. You'll need it. Again, this is to determine the replacement nom for Jalen Brunson, who Barry's going to put on the block. Here we go. Again, none of this kind of prelude really matters. It's all about who gets closest to the target. It's not about speed. You can't fall off the edge. That invalidates you. It's the only thing you have to avoid at the start. Rune Queen. There's something to say about getting there first. You have a clean board to shoot at. But you also don't know the score you have to beat, so it's kind of hard to say. Thank you, Mike. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Let him just freak out. We can't see the winner. It's good that way. We're gonna reveal it at the end, okay? Right now, I'm leading, by the way. I'm the fastest person. Look at me go. Pretty good for me. I got the early lead. Here we go. We still got a decent amount of people shooting for it. I believe this is the final person, Tray of Spades. Goes a little too high. And the winner, is that him? Is that him? Are you in chat? Because you got a very important decision to make. Very important decision. Yo, there he is. Who do you want as the replacement nom for Jalen Brunson? Who's Barry putting up? Is it a back door? Are we putting up a pawn to get rid of Dragonite? What's happening? Manwolf advocating for Mr. Potato Head. Very interesting. Survivor Desi wants a lock as the replacement nom. The good thing is this is all your decision. Amazing Nate, who made the nominations, begging for the plan to be continued. John Locke is the replacement nom. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Also, by far the most inconvenient person for me to move. But you know what? Is that him? It's your call. Oh, my God. John, come here. Oh, my God. He's breaking. Everything's falling. Why would you do this to me? Is that him? Mr. Potato Head's the one who took the tumble, unfortunately. Gotta balance him back on. Oh, there goes. Do your best, Bear. And Poppy, you're just gonna lay on top, okay? There you go. Alright. John Locke is the replacement nom. As you guys can obviously see, those are our noms. Dragonite and John Locke. So, these are our final nominations. We still got to vote, though. Voting is still a pivotal part of this game. How are we going to determine the vote? Do you guys have any theories? What do you guys think the process is for determining that? We go to the wheel. Here we go. So far, chat has run everything. And they will continue running everything. We go back to marbles. We're playing again. It's just easier. We'll mix up eventually, but I think right now it's just the quickest one gets us going. All right, everybody, join up. Join up. The map is selected. Here we are. Winner chooses 1 vote to evict. God, no. You think I'm doing this 11 times? No, the winner is the one deciding where the house votes. This is the same one. We'll switch it up after this one. We'll probably do like 1 marbles map per week. I will say, this is definitely the most time-consuming option. the marbles. So hopefully we chill out on getting marbles every time. What happened to the wheel? The wheel's been quiet as hell. All right, here we go. Starting. I'm joining and starting. Good luck, everybody. We'll play some music during these sections. There's going to be a triple. Don't worry. I don't mind the new Lord. Not my favorite. I haven't listened to it much, though. I'm covering it on purpose, Olivia. Will. Night Cheese. Night Cheese got the lead. Still has it somehow. Not that many people left. Wow. Night Cheese, congratulations on clutching out this vote. You're the sole decider between, of course, our two nominees, Dragonite and John Locke. Say goodbye to Locke. Wow. And then Dragonite seems to have opened the pawn shop, it seems. In a tense vote, unanimous vote, the first evictee is John Locke. John, thank you so much for joining us, and see ya. It's brutal. Look, I didn't want to be the one to have to do it. Someone had to. All right. Well, look, we're immediately back to what I enjoy the most. Of course, congratulations to Dragonite surviving the block and Barry on a somewhat successful HOH reign. Missed his major target. By the way, Barry's pronouns are he, she, they. I've been told many times by America. But Dragonite, of course, re-enters the house off the block, and Barry cannot compete in the following HOH. Do your best, Bear, so you fucked up. All right. So here's the cast. They're all. The whole family's back. Whole family is back. All right. Let's determine the next HOH. It's time to go. We got things to do, places to see. All right. Well, here we go. Will the wheel get its first wheel roll, I suppose? Or we're going to start slowly killing the rainforests. All right. So, ChatGPT has been primed with the information about all these players. I'm going to instruct ChatGPT to select the next HOH and describe the competition they won. The only people who cannot compete, of course, are John Locke, who's been evicted, and Barry Lopez, who is the reigning HOH. So, let me set that up very quickly. Who wins the Week 2 HOH competition? John Locke and Barry are ineligible. Describe the comp as well. All right. Here we go. Here we go. It is a small cup of colored goop. It's a slip and slide. Slip and slide. Lieutenant Paws approaches the competition with military precision. While others panic, slip, or get distracted by the robotic crows, he methodically keeps pace. His focus is unbreakable, and his years of imaginary flight simulation pays off in balance and coordination. Wow. So there you have it. Lieutenant Paws, after a somewhat shaky first HOH by Barry, is going to take Week 2, and now let's see if they can solidify anything. Careful, Poppy. Careful. And I see you trying to fall. Chill. All right, there we go. All right. Now we go to the wheel to determine nominations. Here we go. Here we go. ChatGPT's boring and likes to challenge me. Say, what are you going to say? Oh, is it a ChatGPT week? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's tough. ChatGPT running this week. You guys might say this is boring. It's not boring for the sake of time. Who does Lieutenant Pause nominate? Give reasons plus speech. From now on, don't consider John Locke in anything. Has been evicted. And Barry's still in the mix. All right, here we go. All right. This is not personal, it's tactical. In this game, we must distinguish loyalty from distraction and structure from chaos. With that in mind, I've chosen to nominate 2 house guests who, intentionally or not, have disrupted the peace and cohesion in the house. First house guest I've nominated is Quack Black. Quack, you're unpredictable, entertaining, and frankly volatile. I respect your energy, but I can't let it destabilize the house. Second house guest I've nominated, Princess Poppy. Poppy, you're fierce and expressive, but the tension surrounding you has reached critical levels. I need to give this house a chance to reset. Good luck to both you in the veto comp. Stay strong, stay focused, and remember, the house is a mission, not a vacation. Oh, y'all hate him, don't you? Y'all hate... Well, we have our noms. Princess Poppy and Quack Black. I need something like prop up Poppy. We'll use Lieutenant Pause's body. Here we go. Our nominations have been made, which leads us to, of course, where else would we go? But the wheel. Will ChatGPT continue running the week? Who's to say? Who is to say? Looks like it. Oh, boy. Ainsley has taken over. Y'all are desperate to override whatever the fuck Lieutenant Pause has going on. He's got a stranglehold winning this veto. That is crazy. Or we have to see, really, we're not. Lieutenant Pause didn't win the veto. We have to determine. All right. Who wins the veto competition? Describe it. Is there a replacement and votes? That's true. All right. Here we go. It's a mental and spatial puzzle, a futuristic astronaut-themed comp hosted by Edgar. Love that. House guests must complete a floating 3D space station puzzle. Kind of like our puzzle, I guess. Zero gravity-like suspension. The budget goes crazy. All right. Pause is playing Quack Black Poppy, Mr. Potato Head, Flora Duckworth, and Dom. So we got 3 ducks playing. That could be important. Mr. Potato Head, despite being erratic in social settings, thrives in chaotic logic tasks. He keeps rearranging his facial features during the comp, saying it helps him think. Somehow it works. He completes his magnetic puzzle first, even while Flora is methodically building hers, and Dom is strategically sabotaging others by floating distractions towards them. Princess Poppy spends too much time yelling, "Who designed this hellscape?" Quack Black builds his puzzle into the shape of a duck, then celebrates prematurely, unaware it's incorrect. Wow. So, you know, insane competition. Great cast so far, I must say. But Mr. Potato Head holds the veto. You guys would like to see... He does have the veto. See, it's right here. So it's right above Carrie's head. Now let's determine what's going down with the veto. That's, you know, this part's easy. ChatGPT kind of ate with his veto. Look, you hate it till you don't. And I do hate it, to be clear. But, you know, what are you going to do? All right, here we go. Here we go. Will ChatGPT continue dominating the week? Who's to say? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? It's starting to feel like ChatGPT has kind of hacked into the Matrix a bit. But that's 4 in a row. 4 in a row is kind of crazy. What does Mr. Potato Head do with the veto? Include speeches and reasoning. All right. Okay, here we go. JPR, thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. All right. Mr. Potato Head has been floating between 2 factions. He has a budding friendship with Princess Poppy, who compliments his hat choices daily and once called him the only real art in this house. That's some good social work. But also a chaotic kinship with Quack Black, who tried to attach a feather boa to him last week and declared them Team Mayhem. Are y'all shipping this Quack Black, Mr. Potato Head chaotic duo? Are you guys Team Mayhem stands? However, Lieutenant Paws, an influential figure, has just nominated both of them. Mr. Potato Head's a possible swing vote, and this veto gives him unexpected leverage. He asks, do I embrace the chaos and make a splash? Do I play it safe and not be the next target? He waddles up, wearing 1 ear and 2 left arms, intentionally mismatched for flair, and he clears his throat. As the winner of this week's Golden Power of Veto, I hold the power to remove one of the nominated house guests from the block. I thought long and hard about this, even swapped my thinking cap twice. I'm going to read it without, so you guys can't see it, but I'll show you at the end. Quack Black, you bring me joy, confusion. Actually, let's do it. I can do it this way, right? Quack Black, you bring me joy, confusion, and the occasional flying jelly bean. Princess Poppy, your aura is glitter and warfare. But here's the truth. Neither of you would hesitate to vote me out if I annoyed you too much. So after much deliberation, I've decided not to use the power of veto. I wish you both the best of luck, and may the house be ever in your confusion. He smiles, blinks one eye independently of the other, and sits down. Wow. So our final nominations are Quack Black and Princess Poppy. Lieutenant Paws had the week that he wanted. I don't know exactly who his target is, but I think he's pretty happy either way. Let's see exactly how it plays out. Will ChatGPT finish their dominant week? They will not. It will be in one of your hands to determine whether Quack Black or Princess Poppy survive. Do a random track. All right. Exclamation mark play if you want to be in on the decision making. Of course, I'm joining. Best of luck to everyone. Let me queue up some music for us. This message is being sent to everybody on the block. Here we go. It's a long one. For eviction, yes. Here we go. We got our front runner. Kaylan has the lead. Will she squander it? Who could say? We'll see. Carson takes the lead. Oh, it's a shit show. After all the fray, Kaylan still does have the lead. We're approaching the final stages of the map, kind of. We're over halfway through for sure. Really, this last little spiral is the last moment to make up any time. But this has been a distinctive front run. Everyone thank America in the chat for making our dinner reservation at 10 p.m. We'll need every minute. Oh, shit! We got some people taking some leads. Is it Jerry in the lead? Is that Cory in the lead? No, I'm not. I'm not really in the lead, am I? It really comes down to who gets through the funnel first. Kay Kaltman, is this your second time being in the mix? Have you already made a decision? Oh, Night Cheese. Night Cheese wants their second choice. That's kind of crazy. Here we go. Night Cheese. It's neck and neck. I mean, this could go either way. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. I think Kay Kaltman's got it. There it is. There you have it. Kay Kaltman. You got robbed by the bullseye. Not this time. It is up to you to decide between Princess Poppy and Quack Black who is going to be sent out the door this week. Feel free to take some time to make that decision. Katie advocating for Poppy. Willem wants Quack to be sent home. Rip the Duck Alliance in the bud earlier. Nip the Duck Alliance in the bud earlier, rather. Shell wants to save Poppy. Looks like a lot of people want to save Poppy. Nick advocating for Quack. But it's all down to you, Kay Kaltman. Quack Black, coming out of my 10th grade Spanish class, is evicted from the Big Brother house. Shoutouts. It's been fun. Here we go. Shoutouts. There we go. Princess Poppy re-enters the house. And of course, Lieutenant Pause. You're not going to get 2 HOHs in a row. That's not how that works. I will say, certainly an impressive performance in the sense of got his target out. One of his targets out. But now, has that exactly given Lieutenant Pause enough legs in the game to succeed? I'm not sure. Let's see. Let us see. Will the wheel? The wheel has not landed on wheel a single time. Sorry, guys. Oops. It lands on chat poll. You guys get sole voting rights on the next HOH. Time for a triple. Not quite yet. We're only at the final 12, it is. I think we're going to do one at 10, I believe. All right. Let me set up the poll. I will be removing some members from the poll, of course, because John Locke is not eligible. Quack Black is not eligible. And, of course, Lieutenant Pause can't win. All right, there you go. The poll is active in chat. Here we go. Princess Poppy takes the early lead. Oh, you guys want the Princess Poppy revenge arc, it seems. It does seem to me like this is a pretty open and shut case. I think Princess Poppy, fresh off nomination, fresh off losing Quack Black, is going to be our new HOH. I feel confident in making that determination at this point. So there you go. Congratulations to Princess Poppy. For not only surviving the vote, but winning an HOH off the back of it. time to determine some nominations. What do you guys think? Here we go. You guys got the HOH you wanted. Hopefully the AI assistant gives you the noms that you guys want. We'll see. I'm going to type in the prompt. I'll tell you exactly what I typed to be fair. Okay. I said Quack Black was evicted. Princess Poppy won the next HOH. Who are her nominations? Have her give a speech explaining her noms. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. As head of household, it is both my pleasure and my moral responsibility to protect sparkle, drama, and poetic justice. This week, the palace gates are closing, and I'm deciding who gets locked outside. The first house guest I've nominated is Lieutenant Pause. The second house guest I've nominated, or actually it says, Lieutenant, you may fly planes, but you've crashed my trust. You put me on the block like I was some minor turbulence. Now you're the storm. The second house guest I've nominated is Floor Duckworth. Floor, I don't even know if you like me, and frankly, that's enough. You're a silent saboteur with big duck energy. I respect it, but I won't tolerate it. Good luck in the veto, and remember, revenge is best served in highlighter and heels. Oh my god, Dragonite has tumbled into the mix. You guys gotta back the fuck up. Is that better? I feel like that tells the story pretty well. I did never notice the sandals. I got pretty cool sandals. All right. So that takes us, of course, back to the wheel. We got to determine a veto. The veto winner is going to be determined by marbles. Is there going to be any sickos who are trying to save Lieutenant Pause? Who could say? I'm going to pick a shorter map, hopefully. Here we go. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Join up. Once we hit 50 players, we will begin. Cue up some music, maybe. Let's do... Yeah, rewatch tonight. It'd be a little late, but it'll be there. My dad will love it. There you go. I'm dead? The fuck? my God, K-Lan is killing it. Race after race. Exclamation mark boost speeds you up. It's true. Manwolf, probably the newest regular to chat. I think that's the distinction I'd give you. It's K-Lan and Manwolf. It is a 2-horse race, it seems, right now. K-Lan with a slight edge. Oh! Yeah, K-Lan got it. K-Lan got it. All right. There you go. K-Lan. What are you doing? It's... I think you determined the veto winner. Is that correct? So, I think we're going to combine all the veto stuff into one. The veto winner and will it be used. So, it just makes more sense, to be honest. K-Lan. 2 questions for you. Who wins the veto? And will they be using the veto is the question. Feel free to take a bit of time to decide. And if you don't type in chat soon, I will choose the 2nd place finisher. Barry wins the veto, chooses not to use it, which leaves Lieutenant Pause and Floor on the block. Now we gotta vote, right? And that's the next thing. Here we go. We still haven't gotten a wheel as an option, which is pretty hilarious. And we aren't yet. I think a lot of people are going to be advocating for Lieutenant Pause to be evicted. But maybe there's a few people who aren't. We're going to run it back. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. Dovely got the early lead. Is Boost even on? Oh, Boost is on, trust me. You're just not typing it enough, Katie. Yeah, it gets a little confused in these spirals, but Dovely's still winning. It looks like a bit of a runaway to me, as long as nothing catastrophic happens. Which it doesn't look like it will. There you go. Dovely. Congratulations. So the question, Dovely, is who's going to be evicted? Are you going to go with the House? Evict Lieutenant Pause? Go a little crazy? Evict Floor? It's all your choice. Feel free to take some time to think. Someone says we need Pause as a shield. F the military industrial complex. Says Dovely Times, not me, but I agree. And she says, emphatically goodbye to Lieutenant Pause. God, that's got to go down as an all-time bad HOH reign. Lieutenant Pause in week 2. Pause down. Chopped. Floor re-enters the house. And thus ends Princess Poppy's revenge arc. All right. Here's the cast. We have one more week before the triple eviction. I want that to be noted. Keep it in mind. My Facebook fan, I feel bad for Pause. Will we see Pause again for 27? Who could say? All right. Let's do it. Back to the wheel we go. All right. We've still yet to have one of the 4 options be selected, which is fucking crazy. And we still won't. The chat has been running these HOHs. It's pretty remarkable. I mean, so again, John Locke cannot play in the HOH. Of course, Princess Poppy cannot play. But that is it. Everyone else can play. All right. Paul is active. Good luck, everybody. This is a pivotal HOH. I think Lieutenant Pause was a bit of a consensus target. I think the game opens up from here. So far, Do Your Best Bear leading the pack. It's very close. Only a few votes separating Do Your Best Bear and Barry. But the Bears seem to have this one on lock. Give it another 2 minutes. Or maybe 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just like that, our new HOH by a slim margin is Do Your Best Bear. I mean, what is Do Your Best Bear going to do? They got a little. You're not even going to be able to see him. Look at this little guy. You see him? He's right there. There he is. All right. Do their best. I do not know Do Your Best Bear's pronouns, but I should find out. Okay. Back to the wheel. We got to determine some noms. Are we finally getting it? Not quite. Not quite. The way noms work, very, very simple. The top 2 names are going to be nominated. So. The vote is active. Hey, we had ChatGPT week. This is straw poll week. At least so far. Top 2 answers will be nominated. I'm going to hide the results of this one until the last minute. Till the last minute. Once my clock hits 29, I will determine, or rather reveal, the nominees. A lot of campaigning happening in the chat. We can see the results on our unvoting page. Yeah, but there's not just people voting. There's also just people viewing. The nominees are Jalen Brunson and Mr. Potato Head by a single vote over Big Red. That was dicey. But Jalen Brunson and Mr. Potato Head are on the block. Too high. Lower you a bit. There you go. There's the guys. Mr. Potato Head and JB. Time to determine a veto winner. We spin. Again, this is determining the veto winner and whether or not they will use the veto. What is there to say? What is there to say? I mean, you guys are just running this week. It's pretty impressive stuff. Let me reset and edit. I think everyone is eligible for this. So that would be do it yourself. Or not do it yourself. Do your best bear. Do it yourself bear is a definitely different thing. Do your best bear. All right. Straw poll is active. Good luck. Good luck. Once my clock hits 31, I will reveal the results. That could be very, very soon. So you get your votes in immediately. It could be in 5 seconds from now. We got to keep this thing going. We got to get to that triple eviction. The second we hit 31, the vote will be revealed. It'll be finalized. Anything happening after that fact will be unimportant, irrelevant, frankly not worth discussing. Of course, last time Jalen was on the block, he won the veto to save himself. Mr. Potato Head won a veto himself. It's 9:31, or 8:31 my time, and the winner of the Golden Power veto, JB, back against the wall, wins another veto. Congrats to JB, donning the veto for the second time. Of course, we're not going to run a poll about whether or not he used it on himself. I think voting for JB, the implication he's going to use it on himself. So JB's using it on himself, but we need to determine a replacement nom. And let's see what it is. Interesting. It is interesting how he's voted on the block while simultaneously voted to win the veto. It's kind of fascinating. A very polarizing player, perhaps. All right. Replacement nom will be determined. I'm telling you, it's consistent. You guys get to pick. All right. Of course, JB is not an option. Princess Poppy is not an option. Or no, Princess Poppy is an option, sorry. Poppy is an option. I think that's everyone. Mr. Potato Head's not an option. I think that's everyone. Okay. All right, everyone. Enjoy. Good luck. It is 9:32 or 8:32. At 8:33, votes will be revealed. That could be in as soon as 5 seconds. You got to vote quick. Wheels rigged against wheel. Statistically, I would love someone to run how unlikely it was to never get picked. Second we hit 33, I'm revealing the results. So if you want to vote, be quick. It's the only way this whole wheel is going to function. Said I already voted. Interesting. Katie's voice is not being heard. Couldn't vote. Okay, all right. I'll reset. I think I fucked something up. We're resetting. Back to poll. And now I'm sharing. All right, it should work now. Should work now. Try this one. Let me know if you can vote. Is it working? It works? All right, perfect. All right. I'm going to count to 10. 10. Once I'm done counting, replacement nom will be revealed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The replacement nominee is Big Red. Oh, I mean, he barely avoided nomination. Replace JB on the block. JB saving himself again. Pretty impressive stuff. again. I think that's about everyone, right? Where's Mr. Potato Head? Dude, what happened to you? Oh, you're on the block, dummy. Alright. Here's the cast, by the way, if you guys are curious. The noms right here. It's time to determine the vote. Big Red, quiet player so far, but, you know, probably going to have to ramp it up now that he's on the block. Here we go. To determine the eviction, we are going to be going to marbles. Again, this is going to sit in one chatter's hands who gets evicted from the game. We're going to do one more of this race before switching it up. Have all the eviction been marbles? Is that right? Very well might have been. All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to count down from 10, then we're starting 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Now another 10-second countdown. All right, Jeremy. You got the lead. This is a very front-running map. Whoever gets the early lead often has a great shot. Get your boosts in the chat or you really got no chance. Cory. Doing quite well. We got Bubs. Cory's running it. Oh, someone else takes the lead. Who do we got? Nah, still Cory. Who's this, though? Oh, is this like the world record? Oh, Cory's dead. Katie, you're not typing enough. How do you expect to win this race? Cece? I think Cece got it. Cece. Very well done. You will be the sole person deciding who gets the boot between Big Red and Mr. Potato Head. Different play styles, different kinds of players, but ultimately they're both on the block and it's your call. So, Cece, when you've made your decision, please illuminate us peons in the chat. I didn't know we could boost. Now you know. Big Red gets backdoored by, what is it? Do Your Best Bear? It's the one. Peace. Mr. Potato Head re-enters the house. And Do It Yourself Bear. Interesting week. But I guarantee this next week's going to be a little bit more interesting because it's a triple eviction. We're doing Big Brother Canada style. So we're going to have 3 nominees, 1 HOH, 1 person being saved. Y'all ready for that? That's good. This is a very, very pivotal wheel spin. Again, with the do-it-yourself bear. Hey, sometimes house guests take on nicknames. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right, this is a big wheel spin. This one could prove quite pivotal. Here we go. Oh boy, what a time to get its first wheel spin. We're at the final 10. Could not think a more chaotic time for this to happen. So we go to the next wheel. Mr. Potato Head is eligible. Poppy's eligible. Barry's eligible. Floor's eligible. Dragonite's eligible. Lieutenant Paws is not. Big Red is not. Do Your Best Bear is not eligible as they just were HOH. And Quack Black is not. All right. Are you all ready? Here we go. The HOH of the triple eviction is Dom entering the fray. Wow. Y'all haven't really met Dom yet, but here we go. I don't think he even fits. There we go. I'm gonna take a nap. I like Dom's heels. Pretty cool. Fuck the ducks. Hey, one of the ducks is already cooked. All right. Now it's time to determine how we're going to determine the noms. Again, everything this week's important. Oh my god. Someone's going to have the power to name 3 nominees. That is a little scary, I'll be honest. That's... Someone is going to have a lot of power. We'll see who. You're sitting out. CC wants nothing to do with these knobs. Hey, don't forget to type your boosts in chat after we start, okay? Otherwise, you really got no shot at this thing. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Big boost. There you go, Man Wolf. See, you're gonna start moving quick at the start. And here we go. A lot of this game is going to be who gets down this first funnel. Let's see. What if I go down the funnel? Whoa. Pretty cool. First one out is Vanessa. Early lead. Oh my god, Cory Wertenberger. Are we making a push, Cory? Come on. Oh, it looks like the other route's faster, though. We're in the mix, though. All right. All right, Cory, let's see what we do. Come on. Come on. Would there be better time for me to get this power? Fuck. It's between 2 Corys right now. Go! Go! Yes. Yes. Go, 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 go. Fuck, Sydney's going quick on that other side, though. Come on. I want this so much more than you guys could imagine. Come on. Go! Go, go, go! Sydney's gonna get it. Oh my god, what is this ending? Oh my god. It's not gonna be me. Sydney! Sydney pulls it out. Alright, Sydney, what do you got? You got 3 nominations to make. 2 of them are gonna go home. Or at least be vulnerable to go home. Man, you might want to take a second to think. This is a very, very important decision you're about to make. I was literally almost asleep. You're up now. I can guarantee that. I'll give you a look at your cast again. This is everyone. Shouldn't JB be there? Where'd JB go? Oh, JB's hiding behind Mr. Potato Head. He's trying to be slick. Sydney's asking the chat for thoughts. This is your time to have your voices heard. You didn't boost enough? Not at all, Eddie. A lot of people advocating for Jalen back on the block. Potato Head, see some carry talk. Keep Potato safe. Potato Head's a polarizing player. We knew that it was going to be like this. Bears and the Duck Alliance for real. All right. Sydney has made her nominations. Her noms are as follows. Carrie, Edgar, and Mr. Potato Head. Our noms have been made. Is a pivotal veto. Is a pivotal veto. Carrie and Edgar playing low-key games. Carrie, because she's a mannequin, and Edgar trying to get his bearings in the house socially. Mr. Potato Head, he's familiar on the block. He's used to this shit. But it's time to spin the wheel and determine this veto. Good luck. Chat GPT will determine the veto. It's been lying dormant for quite a bit of time. All right. Veto comp time. The eligible competitors are Carrie, Mr. Potato Head, Edgar, Dom, Barry, Jalen Brunson, Do Your Best Bear, Floor, Dragonite, and Princess Poppy. Who wins? Describe the comp. Do it yourself the best. That's right. Okay. The veto comp is called Makeup Meltdown, inspired by Princess Poppy's Glamazon spirit. Its comp is part beauty, part brains, and part absolute mess. Each player has a full-size plastic mannequin head, like Carrie's distant cousin. Why are they making jokes in the AI? This is unsettling. I don't like this. Their goal, replicate a glam look shown on screen for 10 seconds at the start. Here we go. The winner is Dom. Dom has been underestimated as a stylish shadow lurker, but this comp is her playground. She's elegant under pressure and knows her angles. She moves with precision and applies makeup effortlessly. All right. So, Dom gets the veto. I'm going to ask, does Dom use the veto on her initial noms of Carrie, Mr. Potato Head, or Edgar? Show the speech. All right, here we go. All right, let's read this. All right, Dom, time for your speech. Dawn walks up to the front in red stilettos and sunglasses she did not enter the house with. No one asks how she got them. As the winner of the Golden Power Veto, I've taken a long look at this house and at everyone's highlighter game. Some of y'all are glowing. Some of y'all are ghosts. But this week isn't about who stays in blush. It's about who threatens my game. And right now, that's no one on the block. I've decided not to use the power of veto. Interesting. That was a bizarre speech by Dom. But the veto is not going to be used, which leads us to an eviction. Again, at this point, we're voting on who to keep. But we'll see exactly how that happens. Speech doesn't make sense. Dom is a chaotic player. What are you going to do? I compared her to Blue. The wheel will be deciding who gets evicted. Oh, boy. All right. Well, the only options, of course, are Carrie, Mr. Potato Head, and Edgar. Everyone, cross your fingers for your favorite. Whoever the wheel lands on survives. The other two will be evicted. Here we go. Again, you want the wheel to land on you. And Mr. Potato Head survives. Wow. There goes Carrie and Edgar. Which takes us to our final 8. bit of a recap for you guys. Who's left? We have Barry, Mr. Potato Head, Jalen Brunson, Floor, and Dom the Ducks, Dragonite, Do Your Best Bear, and Princess Poppy. And Barry, if I didn't mention Barry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the final 8, we're going to be doing a 5-person jury, but also it doesn't matter because the wheel determines all. But we'll do a 5-person jury, so at the final 7 is when jury will start. But again, the wheel's determining, so. Yeah, Dragonite, it was on the block week 1, been under the radar since. Kind of chemo-esque, if you want to put it that way. Let's get back to the wheel. We're going to do one more normal week from 8 to 7, and then one chaotic-ass final 7 triple eviction to really get to that end game. So here we go. This is pretty hectic, but let's do it. One normal week in this chaotic-ass game. The HOH will be determined. Oh, no, it's close. It's going to be close. By a chat poll, just barely. Barely. Oh, my God. All right. Let me set it up. So, of course, the eligible players for this HOH, Cory has been booted. Big Red has been long booted. Dom cannot play as the reigning HOH. Everyone else is eligible. That's Dragonite, Floor, Barry, Edgar cannot play anymore. Jalen Brunson is eligible. DIY Bear, I'm officially calling him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm missing one. Who is it? Floor is there. Mr. Potato Head. This is a pivotal HOH. Whoever wins this has a great shot. Again, it's a little bit scary because you won't be able to be HOH in the triple, but at this point you're in the final 8. It's win or go home. Straw poll's live. Once we hit 8:53 on your clock, that is when the vote will be revealed. It could happen in 2 seconds. So make sure to be quick on it. Can't vote? Why? 1 second. I mean, I know why, but it's annoying. All right. Posted. That should work. How about now? Is it working? All right. Once again, once 53 hits, I'm revealing it. So, you just lost some time. Good luck. Be quick. Because if you don't, there will be consequences. All right. The winner of the HOH competition is Barry, just dominating these chat polls. There's certainly resistance with Mr. Potato Head, but Barry's going to take it. First person to have 2 HOH reigns. It's time to determine how noms are going to be determined. Here we go. Oh, boy. You love to see it. All right, we're going to spin the wheel twice. 2 people are going to be nominated. The people eligible, of course, are Dom, Mr. Potato Head, Jalen Brunson, Floor, very under the radar game, Floor, Dragonite, DIY Bear, and Poppy. All right. I wish you all the best of luck. The first nomination is... Hey, what's up? I appreciate it. You kind of walked in on a very weird stream. Floor! All right. Just everything in my room broke. first nomination. And the second nom is... No way. No way. A power move by Barry. Obviously, Barry has the Bears alliance with DIY Bear. But Dom is nominated, meaning our final noms, or not our final noms, our initial noms. Gonna be Floor and Dom fell, it seems. Dom, careful. All right. Let's determine that veto. Pretty aggressive noms, I gotta admit. I'm pretty impressed. Marbles, I think, is gonna squeak it. Yep. All right. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. Exclamation mark play. Hate seeing Ducks win. That certainly seems to be the case. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Guy's not boosting enough, and it's showing. All right, looks like Katie got through pretty quickly. No, Katie sucks. Sorry, Katie. Cory is really... I don't think you've won anything yet, but you've been front-running, it feels, every one of these races. Yeah, Katie, I have noticed the boosting is lacking. Survivor Desi has a strong lead. Yeah, it's a pretty substantial lead. I mean, I don't know. This person's moving pretty quick, too. I think that's the world record, maybe. Survivor Desi has a country mile lead, honestly. Let's be real. But the problem is this ending is a little bit crapshooty. So, you know, she got an edge, but... You know, it's kind of hard converting that into a win, necessarily. Oh, Superfly sneaks through. There you go. Superfly. There you go. There you have it. We'll not just determine who wins the veto, but also whether the veto will be used or not. A quick reminder, of course. The nominations are Dom and Floor. Here's the rest of the cast, and the HOH is Barry. So Superfly, once you've made your decision, let it be known. Some people are saying don't use it. I see a save Dom out there. There's a couple different choices. You have a lot of power here. Anyone could win the veto. Anyone could use the veto. All right, Superfly saving Dom. So I'm assuming Dom is winning the veto and saving herself. Floor saves Dom. Is what you're... All right, Superfly, give me a little bit more details. Who's winning and who's using it on Dom? I do know Dom's off the block, at least, so we can get that done. It does seem pretty obvious to me that Dom was the target, right? I mean, Floor is just a prototypical pawn. Dom just won the HOH in the triple. But for the second time, Barry's target survives the week. I mean, it was Jalen Brunson first, then Dom. Dom winning uses it on himself. All right, there you go. The replacement nom will be determined, of course, by a wheel of sorts. But let's see exactly how it'll be chosen. Oh, God. Wait, this stream taking forever, huh? Marbles. Let's do it. All right, we're going to do this one more time before switching it up. This is to determine the whatever. You guys know what I mean. The replacement nom. All right, it is starting. Get your plays in if you would like to play. Mike in the lead. I don't know why it's saying that. Oh, you're over here. Yeah, Mike's got a lead. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, Mike. This is dangerous. I don't think anyone was prepared for this result. But, again, the ending's a crapshoot, so. Boost diff. Mike has been boosting the most. All right, I mean, a huge lead for Mike. Really, if he loses, it's kind of a flaw of the map more than anything else. Oh, it looks like he's creeping forward. It sure looks like Mike is going to have soul. Yep, it's Mike. All right. Hey, so you have it. Mike. This one's on you, man. You get to name the replacement nom. A reminder of the cast, if you'd like it. Dom is ineligible as the replacement nom, of course. Barry's HOH. Everyone else is on the table. Mike backdoors JB. Wow. You don't even let him play in the veto, huh? You can almost tell through the screen that Mike is a bitter Memphis Grizzlies fan. But our final noms are JB and Floor. To determine the evicted house guest, we have to spin a wheel, right? Isn't that how we do it? Here we go. Chat GPT will decide. Let me hide those. Nominated is Jalen Brunson and Floor. Who gets evicted? Show speeches and explain why. Here we go. Let me pull up the noms. Okay. All right, Floor is first with a speech. House guest, I came here for sun, serenity, and a strategic little siesta. If you choose to keep me, I promise to keep the vibes easy and the drama at bay. If you don't, well, I'll float on. Either way, I'm unbothered and moisturized. God, I hope they vote Floor out. Jalen Brunson. This game is wild, and I've loved every second, even if none of y'all can rebound. I've played with honesty, heart, and hustle. If that's worth keeping cool. If not, I'll see you in the finals. Just not from the couch. Wow. Pretty cool. Wow. Wow. I mean, they have the vote count a little bit wrong, but I'll still read it. By a vote of 5-4, Jalen Brunson has been evicted from the Big Brother house. Clearly what happened there, from my perspective, is Barry targeted the Ducks, but didn't think Floor was worth wasting a week for. So after Dom saved themselves, Jalen Brunson was the power move to make. So, there you have it. We enter another triple eviction. The stakes could not be higher with the final 7. About half of the cast is going to be nominated. Everyone can play but Barry. Let's do it. It's marbles. Yeah, it's always going to be marbles. All right. Here we go. Here we go. I am going to limit it to... No, we'll keep going for now. I was going to say, I was going to limit the marbles to, like... We're going to go back to this map, because this one's pretty quick. Just because I want to make sure, like, I have time for the... I got to make my dinner reservation, to be honest. But... Exclamation mark play. Here we go. We're back to this one. So it's not about speed, it's about accuracy. I'm going to hit start. You have 10 seconds to join. Good luck. Here we go. 2 years ago, when you got on BB, is this what you'd imagine doing on a Friday night? Honestly, it was on the board, the possibility. But it wasn't my number 1 pick. All right. Make sure you don't boost too much on this one, because it's about accuracy. I'm just trying to give some friendly advice. Superfly, not going to get a couple in a row. That's tough. All right, CC's going to be the first one on the board. Maybe. No, Lexi probably gets there first. Yeah. Save your boost for the right time. Exactly. All right, Lexi puts up a good number. It's probably not going to be a winning number, though. But no one's beating it. Guys? Chat? You're going to let Lexi run away with this one? Anita snakes it in the last second. Eddie's the last person who could take it. Indow. All right. How about that? That's some shit. All right, Indow. You're picking the HOH. You're picking the HOH. Here's your options. Everyone but Barry is eligible to win. Princess Poppy gets her second HOH. It's time to determine some noms. Time to determine the nominations. This one. Noms, 3 noms. This is a huge, huge, huge spin. ChatGPT is going to be determining it. So look, I was thinking, how does Barry not win this thing? A couple of wrong ChatGPT rolls could get a little bit dicey. All right. Okay. It is a triple eviction. Poppy, the HOH, must name 3 nominees. The options are Dragonite, Do Your Best Bear, Mr. Potato Head, Barry, Floor, and Dom. Who are the noms and provide the speech? Bring the suit jacket to dinner? Probably not, but, we'll see. All right, here we go. If you guys see Poppy in the background, she's giving the speech. House guests, the crowd is heavy, the moment is wild, and my glitter is war paint tonight. This triple eviction demands 3 names, and unfortunately, I've got them ready. She locks eyes with each nominee as she calls them out. Mr. Potato Head. You're chaos in a bowler hat, and I love chaos, but you almost sent me home, and then you laughed. You're not a game bot. You're a wild card with detachable ears. That scares me. First nominee is Mr. Potato Head. All right. This second nominee, any predictions? I'll just read it. This first word is going to hit hard for a lot of you. Barry. You're strong, snuggly, and totally socially threatening. You held Jalen up, now you're carrying his game in your backpack. This is not Build-A-Bear Workshop. This is Big Brother. Barry's on the block. During a triple. Finally, Dragonite. My sweet, smiley, quiet dragon. You've been slithering through this game under everyone's radar, but not mine. You're too well-liked, too centered, and too unproblematic. That's a red flag, babe. Good luck in the veto, and remember, 3 may enter, but only 1 escape. She curtsies, and the room is tense. All right. I mean, this is a pivotal moment in the game. Only 1 person can win this veto. It's time to spin the wheel. Here we go. Oh, boy. I don't know if you guys could say Barry even if you want to. It's ChatGPT's choice. Okay. Here we go. Barry might get ChatGPT'd out of the game. Who wins the veto? All the noms. Everyone in the game competes. That is the HOH. 3 noms. Dom. Floor. Do your best, Bear and Dragonite. All right, here we go. It's a fast-paced physical and mental combo challenge built for chaos. They must navigate a cluttered obstacle course. Final stage involves launching themselves via catapult onto a giant Velcro wall. Whoever sticks closest to the bullseye after finishing the tasks wins. The veto winner is Dragonite. Wow, crazy. Now let's see what Dragonite does. What does Dragonite do with Veto? This game has been filled with kindness, chaos, and a lot of confetti. I've tried to play with calm and grace, but now I've been tested, and I can't pretend I'm not here to win. I've decided to use the power of Veto on myself. Okay. Poppy clutches her rhinestone tiara like it's a seatbelt. I respect the move, Princess, but I'm no pawn. I fly on my own. He nods to Barry and Mr. Potato Head and takes a seat. Time for a replacement nom. Oh boy. I mean, this is pivotal. Absolutely pivotal. Here we go. I'm gonna have to remove marbles, I think. I don't have time. I have to leave in like 10 minutes, so we're gonna zoom. Thankfully, we get the wheel. Here we go. It's time for the wheel. The options are Dom, DIY Bear, and Poppy. No, that's it. There's only 2 options for the replacement nom, right? Oh, I guess Floor. Here we go. The wheel is being spun to name the replacement nom. And Dom is backdoored. I will say, Princess Poppy kind of snapped on this HOH. That's 3 big-ass threats on the board. On the block, rather. Big-ass threats. I mean, geez. Here's the noms. All right. Time to determine who's getting evicted. It will be a chat poll. Katie, can you run that poll? Between Barry, Mr. Potato Head, and Dom, only one can be saved. You're voting on who to save. Who do you vote to evict? You can scrap the poll, or we're voting to who to save. It's who to save. So it's fine. It's fine. Keep it. It's who we're saving. You voted wrong then. Indow, Polza, whatever her name is from BB Can 1. The vote is not competitive. Barry is going to survive the vote, meaning Mr. Potato Head and Dom go out in a crazy triple eviction. Crazy. Which leaves us I believe in our final 5, is it? No time to waste. The opposite of time to waste. Here we go. We're spinning. For the new HOH. It's a chat poll. Katie, the options for the chat poll are Barry, Floor, Dragonite, and DIY Bear. Barry, Floor, Dragonite, and DIY Bear. The vote is active. Feel free to vote in the chat. Here we go. This vote, unsurprisingly, is uncompetitive, with Barry winning the final 5 HOH. By the way, it's a final 3, if that wasn't made abundantly clear at this point. We're doing a final 3. But Barry wins final 5 HOH. 2 determined nominations. Here we go. Poppy's number 1 enemy, says Manwolf. Let's see. We're going to spin again. I don't have time for marbles. Sorry, guys. It's just not going to happen. It's just is not possible. Which means you guys get all the power. So, again, if you could run another poll, Katie. I know I'm working you to the bone today. Everyone other than Barry is eligible. That means Poppy, Floor, Dragonite, and DIY Bear. Poppy, Floor, Dragonite, and DIY Bear. Get rid of it? Yeah, I will. This is for nominations. I'm giving you a lot to do, Katie. I know. Don't worry. It's for nominations. So the top 2 vote getters are nominated. If you already voted, get cooked. What are you going to do? It's not you. Whoever it is. Probably Mike then. It's not fucking Ned. Yeah, all right. I'm understanding that Mike is the person doing this. The nominees are Dragonite, and I'm going to give it one more second. Whoever gets to 12 votes first between Poppy and Flora. It's Poppy. All right. Poppy and Dragonite are on the block. Two of the bigger threats on the board. I mean, Poppy is clearly one of the bigger threats. To determine the veto situation. It will be a wheel decision? It's a wheel decision. Okay. These are some of the options. Barry's there. Floor's already there. DIY Bear. Poppy. And Dragonite. The winner of the Golden Power of Veto is DIY Bear. Interesting. Not nominated. DIY Bear has to choose whether to use the veto on Poppy or Dragonite or not use. Here we go. Kind of making a play. Dragonite is taken off the block, which forces Floor on the block, as the only eligible option remaining. So these are our final noms. And to determine the evicted house guest, it's the wheel. All right. I mean, this is dangerous for Poppy. I think that goes without saying. So the options are Poppy or Floor. Good luck to everyone involved. And Poppy survives the final 5. Am I crazy, or did DIY Bear just fucking totally screw over Barry? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? That's what it felt like to me. There goes Floor. And we go to the final 4 HOH, the final HOH of the game. Poppy cannot play, which is pretty scary if you're Poppy. So, by the way, our final 4, of course, I got to move Barry. Is Barry, DIY Bear, Dragonite, and Poppy. Here we go. For HOH, we will be using a chat poll. Interesting. Again, Barry is not eligible, so someone might create a poll. Dragonite, DIY Bear, and Poppy. Good luck, everyone. Dragonite, DIY Bear, and Poppy. Poppy, who really had a death sentence at the final 5, somehow survives. Do it yourself, Bear. Flipping is crazy. Flipping on Barry, I mean, Jesus. Barry kind of has to win out, it feels to me. Someone gonna run a poll. Should I run it? I got it. Don't worry. No one else run it. Poppy, DIY Bear, and Dragonite. There we go. Poll's active. Poll is active. And it looks like there's a bit of a split in the fan base. A lot of people pulling for Barry, but Poppy is actually going to win HOH by a pretty strong margin. The final HOH of the season, locking herself into final 3. And we go to perhaps the most pivotal competition of the season, the Final 4 Veto. How is it going to be determined? Noms don't matter. I don't care about noms. It's the wheel. Of course, it all comes down to the wheel. That's kind of the spirit of the exercise. So we got Poppy. We got Barry. We got Dragonite. And we got DIY Bear. This is important. Good luck to all competing. The winner of the Final 4 Veto. Oh, no, it's going to be so close. Oh, my God. Barry wins the veto. And we'll be voting between Dragonite and DIY Bear. Sole vote to evict. Here's the noms if you want to see them. They're very upset. They've had a rough. They are not happy with this result. These are the 2 that flipped the vote last week on Poppy, or rather on Barry for Poppy. Here we go. The eviction will be determined by ChatGPT. One last hurrah for ChatGPT. Who does Barry choose to evict at the final 4? Do your best, Bear, or Dragonite? Give the speech. Here we go. All right, I'll throw on the cast for this one. Barry's giving the speech. This game has meant a lot to me. I walked in just trying to make friends, and now I'm standing here with the final decision of the round. Do your best, Bear. You've played this game with more heart than anyone. You've helped people who are against you. You smile through the stress, but that scares me because people love you. Dragonite, you're the strongest player I've ever met. You didn't lie. You didn't scheme. You just showed up and crushed every part of the game. And that scares me too. At the end of the day, I want to win, but I want to win against someone who pushed me to be my best. So I vote to evict. Do it. Do your best, Bear. Wow. Drama at the end game. Which gives us our final three. Of Princess Poppy, Barry, and Dragonite. Just a quick little summary of their games. Barry is our first HOH. I believe wins 2 or 3 HOHs by the end. Survives the triple eviction. Clutches out the final 4 Veto, saving her game. Dragonite, nominated week 1. Survives it. Lays pretty low until wins a pivotal triple eviction Veto to save themselves. And then flips on Barry to evict Floor at the final 5. Then there's Poppy, kind of the underdog of the season. Had to get a lot of comps. Flips a vote at the final 5 to keep his hopes alive, or her hopes alive, rather. Now, here's what's crazy. We did this whole thing for 2.5 hours. It still just comes down to the wheel. We don't change the formula for no reason. We are going to add back marbles here, just so we have the full experience of the stream. So one of you guys might be the sole determiner of the winner. And I think that's good. So, to determine the winner, we're at the final 3. It's a final 3, okay? There's no more evictions. One of these 3 are winning. To determine it, we are using a chat poll. Who wins Big Brother 26.5? Poppy, Barry, or Dragonite? Get your votes in. Oh, man. Oh, it's a runaway. It is an absolute runaway. The winner of Big Brother 26.5 is none other than a member of the family, Barry Lopez. Wow. A furry wins. I don't think Barry's a furry, is my understanding, but I could be corrected. Congrats to Barry's mama. Yeah, I'm sure she's very proud. Whoever she is. I don't think America has a maternal relationship with Barry. But that does it. What a season of Big Brother. Betrayals, 2 triple evictions. Barry cutting DIY Bear at the final 4. Just nuts. So shout outs to Barry. I'm sure America's going to cuddle Barry extra tight tonight. And I'm going to cuddle my fettuccine Alfredo at the Italian restaurant in 5 minutes. So, what a stupid stream. I'm sweating so much. I promise, the next time I stream, whatever it is, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, will be remarkably low effort. I mean, it might just be Big D attempts, the Reddit. I don't fucking know. There's not going to be an ounce of content. Thank you to production. For once, production gets some flowers. I appreciate it. Thank you all for hanging out. The people who stuck around for the whole thing, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, truly. Like, I can't express this enough. You need therapy. Genuinely, you have a problem. And it shouldn't take a streamer needing to tell you that. So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Shout outs Anonymous, everyone who gifted subs, who subbed in general. I'm going to take at least a day off, maybe 2, maybe the weekend, but I'll be back before we leave for our trip, of course. Appreciate you guys, And I will see you all soon. Probably 2 more streams before Greece. 2 or 3. But that's all. Thanks, guys.